What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. So a bit of a odd slash unique one today. So one of my long-term subscribers, Mr. Sefipoo, has slid into my DMs on Discord and has basically just said, try and beat this lap time. And I'm always up for world record attempts, you know, especially when they go up on the MXB ranked leaderboards. So you'll notice the other day or the other week, it's been a while now, actually, to be fair, I tried and attempted and succeeded to get the Krakenberg world record, which actually still stands today as well. And there's still people hopping in and playing on these servers from time to time, so I'm happy that's the case. However, this is even more of a unique one. So Supermoto isn't the most popular game mode in this game, and it's been that way for quite some time, mostly because it's a bit of a pain in the bum to get everything downloaded and installed and set up correctly to all work, and in the past the traction on the Supermotos hasn't really been great. However, I have just done basically a singular lap to test to see if it was even worth me recording this video, and the Supermotos seem a little bit broken right now, to the point where I don't think it's possible to break traction anywhere. So this could actually be very, very exciting. Now, the lap time that I have been informed I should beat is a lap time on the stock Supermoto track called Holjes, or Holjes, depending on where you're from in the world. The pronunciation might be a little bit different. Now, I don't see it anywhere on the ranked servers, and I don't know if it ever was. However, if you own a MyMXB server, I think you can still go for world records even by yourself if you just boot it up and play it yourself. Even if there's nobody else to join, you could like password protect it if you wanted to. So I am going to try and do that. I'm going to put a server up, see if I can get it in a hold years. If I can double you, we'll spin some laps and I'll spend maybe like 20-30 minutes trying to beat this lap time. And if it doesn't work, I'll try and just do it in testing, and then you can try and take my word for it on if it's legit or not. And also, sorry, just to show what the actual lap time was, if we go to lap records, type in Holjes, go to the top 100, here is Mr. Sefipoo right here of 11 Racing, and he's riding the 2020 Yamaha 450 Supermoto bike, which is exactly the same bike I'm going to try on as well, just for all fairness. And his total time, or like best lap, was a 38.806. Let's zoom on that a little bit. There you go, 38.806. So that is our time that we're going to be aiming for, and I'm going to pin that at the top as well, just so we keep it up on screen and I know for myself. So we're going to see how this goes. Hopefully we can beat it, and let's just get into it. Oh, gamers, we are in action. Lovely stuff. So what we're going to do, and it's working on the server, so I'm going to be in absolute sweat. I'm going to take all the fuel out, and then I'm guessing the softer tyres, the more grip you have, even though I didn't have any grip options or issues anyway. And we've got a choice here. We've got stock, hard hitting, or smooth. I'm going to try smooth at first, because in my mind, smoothness is everything in Supermoto. But then I don't know what else to change. So we're just going to leave everything else as it is. We're going to save all that. This was from my one lap of testing earlier as well. And that's basically what we're going to run. Now, if I turn chat on, then when we do one singular lap, it should hopefully, at the top of the screen, say new personal best. That's what we're rocking with here. And then I'm hoping, if we do get to the point where we end up beating that world record, which again was a 38.8, then we should be Gucci. Now, little disclaimer, and some of you are going to absolutely hate me for this, but it's just the way I feel most comfortable doing it. Even back when I used to play a good amount of Supermoto, I suck at Supermoto in the usual dynamic camera that I play in, like this. I think it's just because of how the front end kind of moves from far right when you turn in left over to the far left when you turn in right. I have a much easier time going fast at Supermoto in third person. Some of you don't like watching it, some of you do like watching it. I apologise if it's not your cup of tea, but I am going to be riding in third person for this video. So again, I just want to say I'm sorry if it's not your preferred way of viewing. But if I also turn my controller overlay on right now, here we go, and as we go across the line, it should pop up at the top. There we go, new personal best 51.0. If you look at my controller overlay, you can see how far we're cranked over before we get on the dirt, sorry, and you can see how hard I'm going to be accelerating. These things don't break traction. Now, way back in the day when I first started playing this game, you could run faster lap times on the Supermoto bikes on dirt tracks than the motocross bikes could, because it was this much traction on every soil type. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think it's slippery on dirt, but then on the concrete or tarmac, whichever you want to refer to it as, it's grippy. But this should be quite fun, especially if you haven't given this a go before. I'll try and link everything that you need to ride on these bikes in the description down below. Yeah, if you haven't given these a chance, give them a go, especially the people that think the current OEM bikes are too slippery. This could be what you're missing. Be more fun. Maybe take a step away from the free ride bikes that I know a lot of people still enjoy. Give the old Supermoto a go and bring some life back to these old tracks that you just don't see played anymore. So what we're going to do here, we're going to try and get a couple of laps under our belt, try and get a bit of smoothness on the go, and then hopefully, as we get better and better and faster, we can start trying to shave a few temps off. But by the looks of it, surely it's not going to beat it already. Oh, no, that's alright, I drifted wide. It should be like a high 38. Low 39? 39.6. Oh! That's actually... That's less than a second off, and I completely boofed that last corner. This might be a shorter video than I expected. Oh, okay, that's got me feeling hella confident. I thought I was going to have to, like, grease absolutely everything and apex everything to perfection, but not so much now. And a little bit of a cheat code, by the way, if you was interested in getting better on these Supermoto bikes, is so I've got joint brakes, and I always have done since I played this game. But if you watch my control overlay again, you can brake and accelerate at the same time. I'll show you in this last corner, without the front end tucking. So instead of getting off the brake, instead of getting off the throttle, you can just manipulate the brake and almost treat the brake like a clutch to choose how tight you want to turn. So if you feel like you are going a little bit wide in a turn, if you just get on the brake, look, it will slow you down, help you turn tighter, and then vice versa. If you're turning too tight, you can get off the brake, and it's just a good way of modulating the throttle without actually having to move the throttle yourself. I just think it makes it a hell of a lot easier, which actually now I've gone to the hairdryer side in real life, riding the Stark Varg. I've got my rear brake on my hand, on my left hand, so I use it like a clutch. I'll like trail brake in the corners, for example, and I'll use that to modulate my throttle rather than just doing throttle control only. And I enjoy it. It seems to work quite well for me. So let's try and... Oh, okay, so you can slide a little bit. There are limits. I'm going to have to try and find that fine line, find that edge of what you can and can't get away with. But we're going to try and set a steamer. All I need... Oh, God, that back end came out there. All I need is 0.8, which, to be honest with you, might be found in purely the last corner, based on how it went. What I'm going to do is fresh tyres, all that good stuff, so it doesn't slide around too much. Now, you could probably scumbag this, actually, thinking about it. You could drive from off the track, go straight through the start line here and get a flyer to the start of the lap, but I'm going to try my very best not to do that. I feel like this is quite a normal amount of speed that you could also gain coming out of that corner. But in my one lap of testing, I also found that standing up everywhere basically has no downside. So for the sake of pressing less buttons, especially since, you know, my controller setup, I have to hold down, sit down all the time, I don't mind doing this at all. This makes life much easier for me. We're 0.4 down right now, but if I can have a good last turn, I think we can work out just how much time we would be able to gain. This corner right here can be a little bit tricky. So then you jump down, and this is where the back end could step out. So it seems it doesn't step out too much on the acceleration, but it does step out quite a lot under braking. So that was a 39.6 as well. God, okay, so we still need that 0.8. I didn't gain anywhere near as much time as I thought I was going to. So Seffi's... I don't know if Seffi's a bit of a Supermoto specialist, or if he just happened to play this track once and got an absolute steamer, and then was like, there you go, Linda, go and try your very best to beat it. And I always like getting challenges like these. I think they're good fun. And by the looks of it so far, I might have spoke a little bit too soon about saying this was going to be an easy one to beat, because we had that good lap, and then since then it's been pretty mid. Although we're 0.6. Go on, surely not. Oh, I'm like, oh, I'm just under 2 tenths behind. Where can we find 2 tenths is the question. We could find 2 tenths by being a scumbag and hitting the start really, really quickly, but then that might make the next right-hander too difficult for us as well. So I do want to hit it the most normal way possible. I think it's just going to be a case of trying to apex things to the best of my ability. Just hitting everything as well as I can do. Trying to hug it, tie it, trying to drift out, carry that speed for the next straight. Let's try again. If we come out wide here, get over to the right to open up this next left, try and hug that tyre, get over the front of the bike so we don't wheelie too much up and over that mound, try and get the braking done here. I want to try and upshift at the right. Oh god, that's brutal. I want to try and upshift at the right time as well and get all your weight in the right places. I wonder, do you think if I'm doing myself a disservice by standing everywhere, maybe I should change my buttons so I just have to click sit down, it stays sat down everywhere rather than being stood up? That might benefit me. I'll do a few more laps just to see an experiment, and it might also be worth me making my gear in a bit longer, so I'm probably losing 2 to 3 temps over the course of the lap from all of the upshifting that I'm doing. Some of you newer to the game might think that is a massive over-exaggeration, but I promise you, my many years of doing this, you learn, especially on a motocross track, you learn to change up gear basically every time your wheels leave the ground. So over braking bump, or acceleration bumps, sorry, and actual jumps, you try to limit your shifting as much as possible so it doesn't affect you too much. We are on course right now to basically match Seffi's lap time. I need the last 2 good corners here. Don't hit the curb. Jump down. Nice. Don't lock up the brakes. Don't lock up the brakes, I said. Hug this tyre. That's it. No, done it. Easy. 0.3 up. That's got to say world record. And it does say world record. There we go. Nice. So that didn't... What the... That was attempt number 11, lap number 11 there. 12 in total, because I did do the one in testing to make sure that the bike and everything was working okay. So I'm guessing the fact that I was able to load up this server myself, join in on these bikes, I'm guessing everything is all correct. Like, all the bikes are installed right, tyres for the bikes are installed right. There are also some Supermoto rider animations that are on MXB mods also. But for the sake of things not getting too complex, I'm staying away from them. So that was something nice, something a little bit different. I do think we need to go back and do a dedicated Supermoto night at some point again, because we've done one a ways back, and honestly, it was one of the most fun nights of racing I've ever had on MX bikes ever, because the battles were so close. Like, people were just generally like rubbing arms everywhere, trying to cut underneath, get a slingshot on the next straight. It's the braking as well. When you get the braking just right and the back end's barely stepped out and it helps you turn, it is so much fun. And I just think it's a discipline that doesn't get much love in this game. But as of whenever the last update was to these Supermoto bikes / tyres, they've become really enjoyable. So should definitely give them a go. Again, I'll link what you need to find, or what you need to do to ride these down below. I believe it's just 2 links, which is like the bike pack and the updated tyres, which was actually made by a community member, not even the OEM team, but everyone just loves them so much they've given them a go. But thank you very much, Seffi, for the video recommendation. I now throw that challenge back towards you, sir, to go and beat that 38.6. What's the ideal? Let's have a look, sorry, to see where the limits are. Results, ideal. 38.5 is the ideal at the moment. I reckon without Scumbag in the start, which someone's going to do, I think without Scumbag in the start, you can probably look at like a 38.3, maybe, as like the fastest. Scumbag in the start, I don't know. I have no idea. I've got no desire to go into that territory, but there we go. Another world record secured. Another obscure world record secured as well. We love getting the weird ones because the normal ones are way too hard for me to do. But hope you enjoyed this video, something a little bit different. If you did, by all means, feel free to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, all of that lovely stuff. Have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.